So at last you have a single diode. So this will consider it, this is treated as an freewheeling diode. So the energy that is comes from the motor, that is back EMF, that will not allow your rectifier, that is thyristor, to turn off. In that case you should use the freewheeling diode to avoid ripples. So we discussed a lot about the function of a freewheeling diode in rectifier unit, the purpose of freewheeling diode in rectifier unit. So these are all about the main power circuit. And the second important part is the control unit. So here you can see a lot of printed circuit boards and a lot of active and passive components that is associated with the control unit. Okay, so here you can see there are a few more potential transformers which are connected. So the main thing is you have to fix. So here you can see there are potential dividers which measures the actual output from the rectifier unit, and here you are fixing the input. Here you can see there is a part, potential divider part. Here you can see the potential divider part. Here you are fixing the required output. This is means the user reference input. So based on this reference, the rectifier should generate an output. So based on this reference, the part value, the output is compared, and if it is not lies on the required level, then the firing angle of this switches is adjusted to get the rated output. Here you can see the main control diagram of the rectifier unit. There are a lot of indications and a lot of primary switches, push buttons, and main circuit breakers are used to protect the rectifier unit, as well as to connect your rectifier unit for the normal operation. Here you can see the potential transformers. Right, here you can see a potential transformers 1, 2, 3 and 4 along with the connectors. So these are all activated when the input supply voltage magnitude, when the input supply voltage magnitude and phase angle are in the right sequence. For R phase it should be 0 sequence, and Y phase it should be 120, and B phase it should be 240. So if the voltage magnitudes are above the required level, that is if it is in a phase, it should be 230, or line to line voltage it should be 315 volt, like that. So if the rated voltages and sequences are obtained, then the transformer will send a control signal to the board. So this control board consists of lot of transformers and regulator ICs. So these are all based on the logic. If the voltage magnitude is to the set level, then this control board will activate the switches. So the switches are available here, and the measurements are shown in the front panel, voltmeter and ammeter. And finally you will get an indication from the front light. You will get a light from the front light. So green, yellow or blue color or red color lights will indicate the current status of your rectifier input. So the main the function is for the required input. So you are fixing some input here, and you are taking a feedback from the rectifier, and both will be compared, and finally the pulses are adjusted. Here you can see all the control inputs are coming into this board, and finally you are generating an output. If you are fixing 200, then the rectifier should generate 200 volt. And if it is an 300, then the rectifier should generate 300 volt. That is the requirement. Here you can see a blue color element. This is called a pulse transformer. So whatever the pulse which is generated for the required input and output is given to this pulse transformer,